know, it's the first time in my life I've ever gotten to an important function, and Dad wasn't waiting outside with his arms crossed, looking at his watch, wondering why I'm not on time. And so, thank you, all of you, friends, family, co-workers, colleagues, neighbors. Thank you for coming tonight. And I want to also, thank Kelly for the beautiful violin rendition of our family's go-to song, Ave Maria. And Bella's going to help a little bit at the end of this. Dad was everywhere, it seemed. He was playing golf, he was doing the Bucks, he was in the hospital, he was at a football game, baseball match, an awards assembly, a recital. He was somehow able to stretch time and did more in a day than almost anyone I've ever met. He was that person that would listen, that would help. Doctor means teacher, but doctors are also expected to heal and sometimes perform miracles. And he performed a lot of miracles amongst all of us. We all have a Joe Diaco story. We probably have a few dozen. But Dad was a hero. And what is a hero? Because all of us have being a hero within us. It means to stand, to speak, and to act, especially when you know you are right. Dad was not afraid to do that. He was always the first to volunteer. In fact, Brian and Joel Glazier and Brian Ford got to visit Dad a few weeks ago. And Dad got to tell the story of how he became the head doctor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Someone tripped up, and what did he do? He stood up and he volunteered. Just like he stood up and he volunteered during Vietnam. And said, listen, don't draft me. I'll join, just let me finish being a doctor so that I can contribute in the best possible manner. And he ended up finishing his service as lieutenant colonel. And he really had a huge academic medical career ahead of him. But he felt a unique and everlasting responsibility to his family. And so instead of going to some big university, he came to Tampa, little old sleepy Tampa, and started his career. But it didn't go smoothly. He ruffled a lot of feathers on the way. But he did so for the right reasons. When I was a kid, he taught me how to swing a golf club. When I was a young man, he taught me how to tie knots, how to cut, how to be a surgeon. As I got older, he taught me how to be a father, ultimately a grandfather. But he taught me to lead and never be afraid. He was the guy that ran to the fire. He's who I really wanted to be as a child. I wanted to be just like my daddy. So I went to medical school. That's why I became a surgeon. And that's why when he said, do you want to help me with the Buccaneers? Yes! And I got to spend 6 or 7 years on the sidelines with him, doing a dream job that he loved. When I was a kid, people would always say, I know your dad. Joe Diaco, yeah, he operated on my aunt. Or yeah, he helped me. And then we became colleagues, and I remember the first time he came to me, and he was with his friend Bill, and he said, son of a gun. This guy was so excited because I am dad of Dr. Diaco, and he was my dad, and so he passed the torch, which was precious. When it came to speaking, he would always speak up. He couldn't hold his tongue. In fact, he even called a timeout during a professional football game from the sidelines. Almost lost his job, but they wouldn't let him leave. He was too valuable to them. They loved him too much. And when it came to acting, he performed. Never missed a beat. Every time, every single time, someone asked him for help, for a favor, he'd say yes. And he'd finish through. You know, they said that sometimes, someone's so great that they broke the mold. Well, they didn't, because there were two of them. His twin, Nick Diaco, who left us much too early a few years ago, was almost just like Dad. And the two of them, they tore it up. In fact, when they were kids, the nuns had to separate them because they were so similar. They would get the exact same grades on tests, getting the exact same answers wrong. They thought they were cheating. They put them in different rooms, same result. And there was never a game that Dad did not call his brother and comment on every good play, some of the bad plays. They had a lot of quarterback arguments, but that's about all they argued about. But we miss him. He was an example that I try to emulate. I try to be the best I can be. I try to be a hero. I run to the fire. I say yes. But we all can do that. The next time someone asks you for something, remember Joe. Remember, he'd say yes. He'd get off his butt and he'd help. Because that's what heroes do. And he'd fight for you. Because that's what heroes do. He loved all of you, because that's what heroes do. Grief is personal. It really can't be shared. But comfort, that can be shared. And thank you for sharing all your comfort. I know we're all sad. I know we all have great memories. I know his name, his legend, will live on. The stories I heard from doctors, from the aviation authority, from the Buccaneers who he loved, from his golf friends, from even guys that just worked for him or just met him, and just met him in passing in the office. They're here. And thank you. And thank you, Dad. So, as we say so long to our hero, who's been our hero for so long, we got this. And if any of you need anything, call me. I'll be there. I'll be your hero. And you be everyone else's hero. And now Bella's going to do a little presentation. Thank you.
Paging Dr. Diaco. Paging Dr. Joseph Diaco. We are ready for you in OR 3. Dr. Joseph Francis Diaco joined his mother and brother in heaven in the early morning on December 19th. Thank you for your dedication to your family and for 50 years of service to our community. You are a hero and an inspiration to us all. Last call for Dr. Diaco. Rest easy, have it from here. Thank you.
There will undoubtedly be stories after stories to recount the life of Joseph Francis Diaco.